Judiciary, she can make her remarks.
Thank you, Honorable Esther Nyayaki, Registrar in the Office of the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, for leading us successfully up to this moment in this program. Professor Makau Mutua, Senior Advisor, Constitutional Affairs and Human Rights in the Executive Office of the President, Madam Faith Odhiambo, President of the Law Society of Kenya, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. This is a great day for this country. It is a great day for the people of Kenya. And let me begin by congratulating you all on your appointment to this solemn and unprecedented role. This assignment is central to the foundational tenets of our Bill of Rights. Ladies and gentlemen, we remember that a few days ago, and precisely within this venue, we marked 15 years since Kenyans gave themselves the 2010 Constitution. That milestone reminded us that the Katiba is not a relic of history, but a living charter. And today, by swearing in this distinguished panel, we are demonstrating in practice that the Constitution is alive, that this Constitution has breadth and is responsive to the needs of the people of Kenya. In this regard, let me also join Professor in commending His Excellency the President for considering and appointing this distinguished panel, an act that is both timely and courageous. It is an affirmation of accountability and a clear reminder that the Constitution is and must remain the supreme law of the land. Kenya's Constitution has rightly been hailed as one of the most progressive in Africa and the world. Nothing demonstrates this better than the duty entrusted to you to vindicate the sanctity of the rights that are enshrined in it. The compensation process that you are about to oversee will be one of the clearest reassurances to Wanjiku that the rights guaranteed in the Constitution are not abstract promises, but binding obligations. It affirms that the state must respect, protect, and fulfill rights, and that where it fails, accountability must follow. But even as we recognize this important step, we must pause and acknowledge the profound pain of families who lost their sons and daughters in the protests. No amount of compensation can ever fill the void of a lost child, a sibling, a parent, or a friend. These are wounds that time alone cannot heal. Yet, because accountability is the bedrock of justice, this process is a necessary step, an affirmation that their loss will not be forgotten and that the Constitution has room for redress when rights are violated. Across the world, history has shown us that while no compensation can ever restore what is lost, the act of redress stands as a solemn recognition of dignity accountability, and justice. And today, by swearing in the panel, we send the same clear message to Kenyans that the Constitution lives and that their pain will never be ignored. When I look at the membership of this panel, together with the technical team, I see experience and expertise of the highest order. The chair, Professor Makau Mutua, brings with him a distinguished record as a founding chair of the Kenya Human Rights Commission and as one of our country's foremost human rights scholars of constitutional law. Alongside him, the chair of the Law Society of Kenya stands as a steadfast advocate of human rights and constitutionalism in this country. I also recognize the Senior Counsel Ogeto, Yuton Irungu, and the rest of the team. The collective experience that is represented in the entire team is truly remarkable. The country could not have asked for better, because these are the best brains that we have in terms of defending human rights. And therefore, your competence inspires confidence. And this is a clear reassurance to the public that accountability and justice will be pursued with diligence, fairness, and integrity. And I like what Professor Mutua, you have said, that judge us by what we do and not what we say. That is a profound and remarkable statement. And indeed, Kenyans are looking up to the fulfillment of that promise. We must, however, be candid about the road ahead. Rebuilding trust and verifying the beneficiaries and securing sustainable funding will be challenging. And that is why this process must be anchored in legislation to guarantee consistency, transparency, and enforceability beyond what prevails in the day. I note with encouragement that your terms of reference include proposing legislative and institutional reforms that go to the root causes of protests that often turn violent. This is more than a backward glance. It is an opportunity to diagnose and recommend lasting solutions, giving true effect to Article 37 and the related rights. I am confident that this panel has the expertise, the courage, and the wisdom to seize this moment. As the generation that has been privileged to sit in the front row of the birth and implementation of this Constitution, we owe it to posterity to water this still young constitutional tree. In the words of one of the historians, Timothy Snyder, he said that if we want constitutional rule, right now is the right time to mount its defense. My hope is that through your work, we shall carefully exhume the painful skeletons of violent protests, confront them honestly, and finally bury their ashes, assuring the nation that such episodes belong firmly to the past. As I conclude, let me once again congratulate you on your appointment. Today, you step into uncharted waters, but you do so as guardians of the promise that this Katiba lives. May wisdom and courage guide you in this crucial and momentous assignment. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chief Registrar, for those very inspiring remarks, reminding the panel of the heavy constitutional duty that is ahead of them, and wishing them the best, and assuring them that the judiciary will support. We have now come to the end of the swearing-in ceremony. I will now request our communications team to guide us on taking one photo right here, and to request our Honorable Chief Registrar to please be upstanding as the communication team arranges the space ahead. Thank you very much, and may you have a good day. God bless. So the photo is for the entire panel, including the technical lead and the joint secretary, together with the chief registrar. Thank you.